bargaining, those kind of things.
But that's
what do you
given
say
them...
to those people who say you're balancing the budget on them?
First of all, I was in the city of Green yesterday. You know they got the schools and the city in the same building. They buy together. The schools didn't have to go out and spend $600,000 on a piece of land because they're now in the city building. They're saving millions of dollars. The superintendent of the school cut $4 million. He's running it like a business. In the city, Senate Bill 5 gives cities the ability to control their costs. Let me tell you this. Do you know that your average city worker pays 6% of their health care costs? The average private sector worker pays 23%. So if you're in the private sector, you pay for your own health care and you pay for somebody else's. That's not right. And we want to give the mayor the tools to control his costs. And, you know, it's entirely reasonable. And the fact is we've also allowed them to do shared services, which many of them don't want to do. You know why? ego. They don't want to work together with the schools and other cities and other communities to share services. Ohio's got to learn to do that, and if local governments do not act more businesslike, it will start a competition between our local entities. The city of Brooklyn lost American Greetings, the greeting card company. They moved to Westlake in Ohio. You know why? Better business environment. Wake up, mayors. Wake up and create a positive environment.
So you don't think, Governor, that teachers and firefighters and cops are bearing an undue burden in this whole process?
If you're paying 6% of your health care costs and Barnacle's paying 25% and I'm asking them to pay 15%, is that an unreasonable burden?
Well, actually, Barnacle doesn't pay for it.
I know, he doesn't have to.
This is why.
He really doesn't apply. Not applicable.
Look, this is about balancing things out and letting the mayors and the local communities have the flexibility to make the changes that need to be made.
Pat Buchanan, let's talk like John Kasich's not here right now.
We've got to get it together.
Pat Buchanan, let's talk like John Kasich's not here right now. Don't you miss having people like John Kasich as Republicans in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah. Gee, Joe, I miss him on Crossfire. I used to bring him over there all the time. He did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, but you kicked me under the table, Pat. Come on.
I just asked him how his approval rating was, and look what happened.
It's great.
Gosh.
So, LeBron James.
Oh, I tell you, I named every fan of the Dallas Mavericks and every member of the team honorary Ohioans when that happened. But we're done with that now. We're moving off of that. But that was sweet. I mean, I got to tell you.
Governor,
Go Mavs.
Governor.
He's great, isn't he? I told you he was great. He's great. Didn't I tell you he's great?
That was fun.
He's great.
To watch. Thank you very much.
Getting it done. Getting it done. By the way, again,
get it done.
First time in a generation when he was head of the budget committee. First time in a generation to balance the budget. First time since the 1920s to balance it 4 years in a row. Worked with Leon Panetta. You know, I remember you coming down several times saying, you know, Leon looked in my eyes and I don't think he told me the truth. But you know what? You always kept going back and you said, we got to get this deal. And you and Leon Panetta, Bill Clinton in the Congress,
the root of this,
done.
We used to play basketball 4 to 5. Bounce each other around, get to know one another. You had that rock band down there. You know, they don't speak to one another. They treat each other as political enemies and not as human beings.
Were you and Leon... I mean, people forget Leon Panetta was Bill Clinton's chief of staff.
Leon had a terrible jump shot.
It was a horrible jump shot. You fouled.
How about my golf game with Biden? He should not wear shorts when he plays.
I agree with you. Now, we don't allow anybody to say anything bad about Joe.
There it is. Look, you know, my wife said, I want you to dress like KJ Choi and look like a golfer. Obama and me. Look at Boehner and Biden with those shorts. Look at those legs.
There's nothing wrong with the shorts. He looks okay.
How's Boehner doing? You've known Boehner for a while, too, Ohio guy.
Son of a bar owner. Yeah. Boehner's a real guy. And he's a good guy, and he's trying. You let Boehner and Obama sit down, I think they could come up with something.
They'd get the deal, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I think they would, too. I think if John Boehner and Barack Obama had more time together, we'd get this thing done.
All right, up next. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, John.